I'm going to teach about Introduction to Plant Pathology. The term pathology is derived from the two Greek words pathos and logos. Pathos means suffering, and logos means a study or a speak or discourse. Thus, the plant pathology is a study of suffering plants. The plant pathology or phytopathology is one among the branches of agricultural sciences that deals with cause, etiology, resulting losses, and management of plant diseases. If you see the some of the definition, the diseases, activity, injuries, or physiological activity caused by continuous irritation by the pathogens. And if you see that injuries or physiological activity caused by the continuous irritation by the primary causal factor. Primary causal factor, it may be due to biotic, fungi, bacteria, or virus or virons, and expressed in a characteristic pathological condition called a symptom. So when the pathogen starts attacking the host, and as a result of its continuous irritation, it produces some conditions, expression that you called that is symptom. And the disease, any disturbance of the plant that interfere with its normal structure, function, or economic value. So parasite, an organism living on another organism host and obtaining its food from later, that we call them as parasite. And the pathogen, an entity that can incite the disease. So here the pathogen, living organism, it may be fungi, bacteria, or virus, or viroids. Sign. The sign comes the later part. First, the symptom expression. As I said earlier, the pathogen, when it starts attacking the host as a result of continuous irritation to the host, and it express some condition that is called a symptom. And after expressing that kind of a symptom, the pathogen reproduce on the infected host tissues, and it produce kind of evident bodies that we call them as sign. It may be acerulae, it may be hard sporophore, and so on. And this is any malfunctioning of host cells and tissues that result from continuous irritation by the pathogenic agent or environmental factor. Here it comes environmental factor, that is abiotic factor, and leads to development of symptom. The disease cycle, the chain of events involved in the disease development, including the stages of development of the pathogen and the effect of the disease on the host. And pathogenesis is the capability of the pathogen to cause the disease. Some of the pathogen, it is more virulent and it can cause the disease that we call them as pathogenicity. And the host, the plant that is invaded by the parasite and from which the parasite obtained its nutrients. And study of a plant pathology have broad 4 objectives. First, we should know the study the disease and disorders caused by biotic and abiotic agent, whether the disease is caused by biotic agents such as fungi, bacteria, virus, and viroids. And if it is abiotic, environmental factors, pollutions, and other factors, we must examine them. The disease is caused by due to what, whether it is biotic or abiotic. Soon after identifying that, the study the mechanism of the disease development. We should know that how the disease is being developed on the host, stage by stage. And then we must study about the interaction between the plant and the pathogen in relation to the overall environment. What is the contribution of environment? That's a high temperature or low temperature, high humidity or rainfall, that will it favor for the pathogen to cause the disease that we will study, and develop a suitable management strategies to surmount the disease to reduce the loss. An economic importance of plant disease, you see that there is more evident written in the Bible. We can see that the rust disease and mildews and blights which attacks in the various crops, even this pest, grasshoppers, and so on. That is evident in old text, in the Holy Bible. It is written. It is a dawn of record in the history, and also this pathogen, whenever it attacks, it causes significant economic losses on the crop plants, sometimes total failure, and that leads to economic losses in the nations, and economic losses of crops as a result of which result in hunger and starvation for the people, and in some years losses much greater and producing catastrophic results for those who depend on the food crop for food. And if you see that important historical evidences of plant disease epidemics, if you see that historically, when the pathogens attacked the crop in a great extent, there was an outbreak of a famine. The first famine, Irish famine due to the late blight of potato in Ireland, 1845. And in India, Bengal famine due to brown spot of rice recorded in 1942. In the coffee rust in Sri Lanka, 1967. Such epidemics had left their effect on the economy of the affected countries. In the late blight of potato, it's caused by Phytophthora infestans and severe potato losses. It's much evident that the farmers started growing this crop year after year. There was enormous pathogen built up on the ground, and it causes this outbreak of this disease. In 1845 and 46, due to which hundred thousands of the people migrated to other places, particularly USA, and many peoples were died. And these are the pictures. You can see that migration and death and starvation in our land. And you can see this is a lead blight symptom on the potato crop, and even the lead blight infection on the tubers. In India, if you see that, it happened in 1943. It is due to Helminthus boraceae, the brown spot of rice. So this pathogen starts attacking the rice crop, and what happened is a total failure of this rice, and many people could not get the paddy grain, and they starved and died in Bengal regions. These are the pictures, some of the pictures. And in 1867, coffee rust attacked the plantation in Sri Lanka. Losses, crores of rupees. And this pathogen is caused by fungi Hemilia vastatrix. What happened? There's a total leaf, infected with this Hemilia vastatrix, and resulting which were not able to produce the quality coffee. And mainly this is Sri Lanka, exporter of a good quality coffee to the European countries and UK. And the people started, they love coffee and then tea. And because of this, the people, shifted their habit from coffee to tea. It affected the habit of a people. Thank you.